All right, Karen.
All right, you know, with all the money that you save making those $5 meals at home, you can splurge, and we're going to learn how to do that this morning with Chef Christopher Lutz in the kitchen from the kitchen at Powhatan in Williamsburg. And this morning you're going to show us how to make mushroom soup and
duck confit. And it's going to be drizzled with a little white truffle oil.
So let's tell the folks first what we're going to use for our dish, and then we'll catch you up on what Christopher, and you said your friends call you Gus?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that mean I can call you Gus?
Yes, you can.
All right, then Gus is going to show us what he's been doing since before the show started this morning.
Okay.
So what do we got here for ingredients?
Oh, sorry. The ingredients, we have a little oyster mushrooms. Shiitake.
Grown locally, I learned.
Yes, grown locally by Dave and Dee's.
So oyster mushrooms, and then what are these other
These are
kinds?
shiitakes, and these are baby portobellos.
Gotcha.
And we have a little shallots, which is like a baby onion. Some elephant garlic. It's not from an elephant, it's just big garlic, so it's called.
Well, thank you for clearing that up.
And we have a little scallions, salt, pepper, a little butter.
Okay.
Then over in this pot we have a duck breast, which we have in oil. You can use any kind of oil you want, or you can use the fat from the product. What it helps it do is helps it preserve the meat, and it helps it tenderize it. The fat actually is used to it just...
What kind of oil do you like to use?
I like olive oil or canola oil, but this is like canola oil because it's better for the smoke point. Then you just throw a little fresh herbs in there.
What do you have in there?
We have some fresh rosemary, some fresh thyme, some fresh sage. It all comes from our garden. We have it on property. We grow all the fresh herbs and vegetables on property.
So the duck breast has actually been in here for a while. So are you?
Yeah, it takes about a good hour, hour and a half to get nice and tender.
So you're not like deep frying it. This isn't like dropping it in your fryer
it's just very slow and low in the oil, like cooking its own fat.
Why cook it this way?
For the tenderness. It just makes it very tender and helps preserve the meat.
So if someone, say, does not have their hunting license, where might one be able to get? How do you buy good duck?
You can buy it at like gourmet stores, probably like Trader Joe's, Fresh Market, maybe U-Crops.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to keep letting our duck confit here. Is that what does confit mean? Fry? You can use it like a verb.
You can, but yeah.
Gus is saying you can, but I wouldn't if you want to look smart. All right, I'm done with that. We're going to let the duck continue to cook here in the oil, and we'll get started on our mushroom soup when we come back. Right now, we got to go check on the forecast.
I hear a lot of cutting going on in the kitchen. Carrie, what you doing?
I am busy. I'm slicing up some mushrooms. You missed it. I sliced up some scallions. Gus is putting me to work here. Christopher Lutz is what his boss calls him, but his friends call him Gus. I'm just saying that because his boss is here. I'm just kidding. Does his boss ever call you Gus?
Yes, he does.
Okay, good. Good to hear that. All right, we're working on a mushroom soup here.
Yeah, mushroom soup, so we're cutting up the mushrooms. We actually have some garlic and shallots sweating over here.
Sweating? Garlic and shallot. What do you mean by that?
It's just to bring out the natural juices of the
All right, so
garlic and shallots.
they're cooking. Tell me about these wine dinners that you have going on there.
Yeah, every Wednesday night we do a wine dinner through the Williamsburg Winery. And what we do is we do a 4-course meal.
Yeah?
And we pair it up with 4 courses of wine. And they, we did a nice Italian one. And it came out really nice.
So is it a chance for folks to kind of learn what kind of wine?
Yeah, what kind of wine goes with food.
You can slice 3 mushrooms in the time it takes me to do one. Don't think I haven't noticed that. That's why you're the chef. All right, so all these different mushrooms are going in the pot, and we want to remind folks that you started the duck confit before the show started, because you said this should cook for a whole hour.
Yeah, about an hour it takes.
Okay. Now, what about this? What about the soup?
The soup we're going to let cook for, you can do it 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the flavor you want to get out of it.
Well, the show's over in 35 minutes, so why don't we let it cook for about 35 minutes?
That sounds great.
That'll be good, because we want to eat it when it's over.
Yeah,
all right.
Understand.
So we put, you said you already started the garlic and the shallots ahead of the mushrooms.
Yes,
now the mushrooms are going in here. And what else goes in the mushroom soup?
After we cook the mushrooms down a little bit, we're going to add a splash of sherry. And then we will add some beef stock.
Okay.
Which we make on property, but if you're making it at home, you can just use like Swanson's beef broth.
Yeah, something that you can buy is okay.
And something you can buy in the store, yeah.
Okay. And we talked about the wine dinners on Wednesday, and I know you've got some things coming up for Mother's Day, too.
Yeah, we have it's going to be a big event. We're going to have a chef, former chef of the, sorry.
It's okay. It's hard to cook and talk and remember all this stuff, too.
It's the former chef of Princess Diana and the royal family. His name is Gary McGrady. So we're going to be doing a big event with him. It's going to be in...
Is it like a brunch?
It's going to be a dinner. It's going to be a tent. We're going to set up a big tent outside.
Oh, nice.
Looking at a couple hundred people. It's going to be a couple-course meal. People are going to be coming around, passing around hors d'oeuvres, and we're going to have wine tasting. And I think he's going to be doing a demo and some autographing of his cookbook.
So we will put all the information about that event and the Wine Dinner Wednesdays at thehamptonroadshow.com if you want to check that out if you haven't made plans yet for Mom. So you're tossing the mushrooms around. I noticed you haven't moved the duck at all.
Yeah,
It just can sit there and you ignore it.
Nice and slow and low.
But you want to keep those on the move.
Yeah, keep these going, get them all the flavor out of them. Make sure you season everything.
Is this one of your favorite things to cook?
It is. Actually, it's one of our signature dishes at work. It's on the menu.
How'd you get into cooking?
I started at a very young age, 14. I went to actually a family wedding when I was a kid, and my cousin owned his own catering business, and he did the whole wedding, and just to see all that, I mean, he had like chocolate-covered strawberries, whole pig, and it just impressed me when I was young, and I just kind of got into it at 14, and started, first job I was baking at a local Italian restaurant when I grew up north, and I moved down here, and I've been doing it ever since.
I thought I didn't hear your R's. Where are you from up north?
Rhode Island.
North. Rhode Island, Massachusetts.
Nice.
All right. One of my people, Red Sox or Yankees?
Yankees.
Yes. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is going to be a problem.
Now you want to add a little of this sherry, but the best thing is always to take
Add that sherry. I want to break that bottle over your head. Are you kidding me? I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding with you.
You always want to take it off the heat because
it'll be the big fire, right?
Yeah, you don't want to have a big fire, especially in the studio.
Yes, though it has happened before. Yesterday. Okay, so the sherry's in there, and that's just going to cook for a little bit
cook
longer?
for a little bit, and then you're going to add the broth, and you're just going to let it go from there.
All right, well, when we come back, we will go ahead and finish up that soup, talk more a little bit about the herbs that you said you grow right there that you're going to use in today's recipe. Again, a reminder, all the ingredients, all the steps are at thehamptonroadshow.com. My heart is broken because I've just learned Gus is a Yankee fan, even though he's from New England. I'm going to have to get over that in the next few minutes. Nick, why don't we go to you while I get it together? All right, we are back with Chef Christopher Lutz. You said your friends call you Gus. That's me. You're the chef from the kitchen at the Powhatan, and we're putting the finishing touches on our mushroom soup with duck confit.
Yes,
and the white truffle oil, you said, is really the secret ingredient here.
Yeah, it's really a great ingredient to have. You can find this at like probably gourmet stores.
Okay. You know what? Gus and I didn't do so well bonding when we were talking about baseball, but we have found another topic to bond over, and that is our little kids. Do you want to say hi to your kids right now? Because I know they're watching right now.
Grace and Christopher, Daddy will be home soon. I love you.
You said they're... You said they're 1 and 3?
Yeah, 1 and 3.
I feel you there. Mine are, also kind of 2 years apart. So
Yeah, they're at a great age. Hopefully they're watching this and not Dora the Explorer.
Well, or maybe they're TiVoing this and watching Dora the Explorer so they can get their little shout out. I'm sure they're watching Daddy. Yeah. So I want you to show the folks how you present this, because you can look at this beautiful bowl here, but I thought it was really interesting the way you actually assemble it, because we got the duck out of the...
Yeah, this is the duck that we confit. It's broken up. You kind of break it up with a fork or your hands. Just put a little on the bottom of the bowl.
So you don't even know it's in there until you start eating. Well, I mean, you know because you ordered it, but you don't see the duck is what I mean. All right, Mother's Day, I want to remind folks you have a very special guest covering. Darren McGrady is the former royal chef to the Queen of England and the Princess of Wales. It's called the Diamond Resorts International Mother's Day, a Royal Mother's Day weekend.
Royal Mother's Day
and you said it's a dinner under a tent, wine, and
excellent
royal,
food. Yeah, we're going to be cooking
prepared food. So you put the oil right there. You don't measure out some oil and stir it in the soup?
No, I just do a little bit because it's very potent and it's very...
So it's like a condiment.
It's not like a condiment,
like something you would mix all the way in.
It's got a very
Those are the scallions I chopped. They look fantastic.
They do look fantastic. And then you would take some of this beautiful soup right here. Just ladle it in there.
All right. Well, we're making enough for everybody, but we're going to send it back over to the couch now for a last check on the web.